in a video titled One Black Radical versus 20 Black Conservatives, and some of the highlights went giga-viral.
I disagree that reparations are necessary. I think the most important thing that's necessary right now for the Black community would be the stopping of violence, especially Black on Black violence. I don't see how reparations is going to solve anything. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them, so yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time? The rate that Black people kill each other, according to the FBI.
Oh, young man, I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie.
She like, nope, fake, nope.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there. If you're going to start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They lie all the time. Comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of Black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe
this? I'm telling
this?
The truth.
This is what happens when Twitter meets reality.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe this?
I'm telling the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when Black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto his like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. As you can clearly see, this is through the spirit Yahweh Shem Yahushai, watching this video, again, and seeing the water Yahweh Shem Yahushai for the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the water, the Lord having mercy on us for being in His truth for all these years, because this is a clear cut. This is maybe the second, third time. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But this is like a clear cut to show you, brothers and the few sisters out there, that without this truth, you would have been lost like this individual right here. I was thinking when I first heard this, most likely this nigga's a tear. But a lot of Jake believe that. Now, is she the right candidate to do this stuff? Absolutely not. Because the things that she was arguing on just emotions. No facts behind it. So he's sitting there, he's spewing out the same verbiage that every other group, or mainly Esau, spun about our history. This is why Donald J. Trump is trying to go in the Smithsonian and rewrite history. And people may because what he's trying to say is to make America to feel like it's more attractive. While you people out there sleeping and y'all thinking, oh, this is nothing, this, that, to the third, they're rewriting your history. They're rewriting your history. And they're doing that for a reason. Because you pose no threat. All right, this the generation that comes after pose no threat. They already got them. They want to get their C-19 shots. They already trust in the system. They already go out there voting. They got you. They already got you. The number worst thing that somebody can do is erase your fucking history. Okay? And how harsh it was back then when we knew about our history, we still try to coexist with these people. All right? This is a generational thing. Because when I was growing up, despite the lack of things that I knew, the history was still there. It was plain in my face. Because I had a generation before me that went through hell. That was going through hell. Now, he said about black on black crime, which is absolutely right. You niggas don't kill each other because you don't know nothing. You don't know no better. If you knew your history, you would not, if you really, really knew your history, not the shit that they told you. But if you really know your history, you look at each other with what? You look at each other as somebody's. But when you don't know nothing, you take your anger out towards one another because that's a self-hatred that's happening. Okay? And a nigga like that, if he's a nigga, which he's most likely not, but a dude like that, I was thinking about when I first saw it, like, how do you combat a clown like that? You know what came to mind? The Lord's not concerned about people like that. The Lord's a concerned about the elect of the nation of Israel, those that are concerned about their history. All right? No other nation on the planet Earth hates themselves the way you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, mainly Judah, Benjamin, Levi, mainly Judah. All right? You are completely lost to who you are, who you're supposed to be. All right? You go whatever flow it is. While this clown is on some, oh, we shall over, no, not even we shall overcome. We let's join hand in hand. Your enemy already making a whites only town. They throwing away your people that look like you out of this country. They're coming after you. All right. Job 8:8. It says, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers. Meaning what? Look up your history before it's gone. And it's gonna be gone it's gonna be gone. For we are but of yesterday, and now nothing, because our days upon the earth are a shadow. Shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words of thy heart? So yeah, going asking of people that's wise enough and ask them, where's this coming from? Where am I from? What tribe am I from? Why they tell me my history is this and that? Why they trying to tell me now it doesn't matter? But yeah, clear cut, everything that's adding is getting worse for people that look like me. Let's forget about each personal hell that each person goes through. And some of this next generation don't go through nothing. Let's look at the bigger picture. Look at the broader picture, fool. If some of us are in a lower state, that reason why our people go into crime. Why is it the world shows music videos and all these other stuff that our people are the most criminal-based people on the planet Earth? Why is that being broadcast? Why is that being looked upon, shine upon? All right. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I remember clearly. You still had different avenues of things. You got the educational guy, but it was pushing a hard agenda. That agenda was what they call thugs today. All right, the criminal activity. And that was not in the quote unquote blacks forte. Yeah, you talk about gangster shit here and there, but that was not a thing to live upon. Now everybody's doing it. All right. But it says, let me get this real quick. Deuteronomy 32:7. It says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, that's why I did the last show, because the fathers are removed out of the household. Fathers are removed out of the household. Everything that's out there it creeps in. All right. You're not to be a man in this society, you look down upon, especially a black man. Especially a black man. A man of color, nah. You're less than. Women are looked highly upon. No other generation. All right. Why? Because we're destroyed. We're literally destroyed right now. And the offsprings are nothing but fuel to the fire, technically. Because the Lord can't use these people. That young man is going to get a reality check real quick. like everybody else, women, all right, everybody else that believe in this system, you're about to get a reality check. It says, and he shall show thee thy elders, and they shall tell thee. And what are they supposed to tell you about your history? They're supposed to tell you where you come from, what kind of people you ought to be. All right. Not these spoiled little rotten children that thinking that you get everything that you want to be like this man. Being like this man is a fucking failure. All right. Is a failure to our people. Matter of fact, no, not that one. Isaiah 31:1, it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. So why are these people the way they are, majority of them? Because they can't see beyond America. Okay, America is modern day Egypt. Egypt for the Israelites was slavery, oppression. You can't see that you're oppressed, then you something wrong with you. Something clearly is wrong with you. You don't see that what's happening. And once again, let's say it doesn't happen to a certain group, couple of jakes live in the suburbs and they don't feel oppressed. Well, if you don't feel it, the Lord's not dealing with you. But if you can't check your surroundings and see others hurting, something's wrong with you. All right? Something's wrong with you. The Lord is not dealing with majority of his people. We always say that. And we clearly seeing that. It says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers, against the help of them that work iniquity. What is iniquity? Iniquity is sin. What is sin? Sin is the transgression of the law. All right. So you sin that's multiplied. The Lord is looking upon all the stuff. And amongst the black community, you got nothing but homosexuals. All right. Pedophilia, bestiality. Our people mutilating themselves. All right. Men thinking they women, women thinking they men. So this whole conglomerate, everybody assuming this is how it's supposed to be, and leaves you even worse off than your fathers that was before you. You're completely destroyed. Now the Egyptians are men, so the American men, all right, Esau, the so-called white man, they're nothing but men. Okay, and not the Most High. Their horses, flesh, not spirit. So we look at these fancy cars, like people believe in the military might of America. We believe like nobody in the earth can take down America. But you look in the heavens, you see these chariots. When we tell you, oh, this is for us, you got a problem with that. Then what you see in the skies, the chariots that can transform in the drop of a dime to anything that it feels like it, move any direction, it feels like it. That even scientists, even military men said that these technologies is an advance, 1,000 years advance more than our technology, meaning the people of the world today. Shouldn't you be like, man? And when we tell you like, oh, this is who's fighting for us, this is who's coming for us, shouldn't you be excited about that? But why are these people? No, because they're destroyed for lack of knowledge. All right, they don't know no better. They trust in this system. A system, might I add, that's about to collapse. And the future of this system is a RFID microchip. Your privacy is going to be taken away from you. So your history is going to be taken away from you, which if you don't know, scripture says, never trust thy enemy, for as iron rusteth, so his wickedness, meaning in other words, iron is always going to rust, and this man's always going to be wicked. If you can't see that he's purposely hunting you down, the Lord is completely done with you. All right. Those of us that can see it is becoming clearer and clearer every day. It says, when the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth, yep, those that are part of this system, All right, those that go out there and make sure you got your voting rights, that's fully committed into this world. You're the helper of this society, and he that hopeth. So those that hoping it, like really putting it all into this world, right, shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. And the society is crumbling, man. All right, this society is gone. Is finished. It's kaput, because the Lord is bringing his kingdom. All right, and he's about to destroy this kingdom. What we say through the Spirit of the Lord, the words of the Lord, is revolutionary. All right, it's technically is revolutionary. We're telling you that this current world is about to be destroyed. I mean, it doesn't get any clearer and blunt than that. Everything else of this world, which I'm going to get at Peter's, 2 Peter's 3 and 5. No, let me go 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, which is now, this system, this current system, the financial system, all right, the trade route, the trade, how things are done, all right, how things are purchased, everything. So all this new advanced way of living compared to the ancient world with horse and buggy, and that was so ancient, But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, kept in store, reserved unto fire. So this thing has been kept and stored. All right. In other words, put aside, allowing it to fester, allowing it to build up. So all these people with all their hopes, all their dreams, all their aspirations. One day I'm gonna be the next president. Oh, that was another thing a guy said. He said, it said, yeah, we had a black president and a so-called maybe a so-called vice black president. I don't see it. I'm like, well, you don't see because you're blinded. And what did Barack Obama did for you? What did he do for the quote unquote black community? Nothing. Now he's telling black men, young black men should have what? They should have a gay friend. The most disease-prone people on the planet Earth, according to statistics, is blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Oh, that was by accident. Crime-ridden neighborhoods. Think that's by accident? When you're poor, things happen. All right. Who created that system? Who was allowed to fester that thing up? Which I'm gonna get it too. Matter of fact, it says kept and stored unto fire against the day of the judgment and the perdition of the ungodly men. Right? But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day with the Lord is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. So yeah, these things been said for a long period of time, but the difference is the time differential from the heavens onto earth is completely different. See, you may have forgotten, or you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you may forgot, but the Lord did not forget. It's fresh in his mind. It's fresh in his mind. And if you don't believe, look at an ant. And look how long the ant lives, or any bug. But in that world, they think they're living for a long period of time. Okay? So it's fresh in the Lord's mind what's happened. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but they shall all come. But that shall all come into repentance, which is talking about the elect. The elect is only ones that are going to come to repentance. What is repentance? To feel sorry. Sorry about what? Let's go into that real quick. Isaiah 42, 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They're all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. What people is it talking about? It's talking about the Israelites. All right, the biblical Israelites. Who among you will give ear to this? Who, damn, see, who will hearken and hear for the time to come? So why is it a question? Who? Meaning not many people are going to take ear to this. Not many people is going to believe this report. Like, nah, that ain't true. You know, they'll come up with every statistics, every regurgitated history that the enemy told them. Like, nah, they just did it because they're criminals. They just did it because they're the worst of the worst, right? Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? I mean, what does it mean to be spoiled? That means to be taken, everything taken from you. Your identity taken. Your land taken. All right? All your possessions taken. Your names taken. All that. We've been robbed of everything and spoiled. And it says, did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned. So there's the reason why we in the condition where we are in, Deuteronomy 28th chapter 15 down to 68, it's because we went off. But you're not going to hear that in the history books. You're just going to hear the point of the victims, right? This is what happened to us. Oh man, this is terrible. What did we do wrong? It's just this is the way things go. No. The only reason why things went that direction is because our people went off. Our people was wicked. All right? They was worshiping other gods. They was doing what the other nations are doing. Same thing that they're doing now. So this is long overdue. This ass whooping that's about to come down. For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient in his laws. Therefore he therefore he have poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and has set him on fire round about. So, talking about who? All of Israel. Okay? You're surrounded by your enemies. People that hate you. People that despise you. You think they're going to tell you the truth? What benefit is for your enemy to tell you the truth? Wouldn't it be better off to have the enemy have you thinking that it's all good, it's all love? You know? That you making, this is the only people that have you think that the things that happen to you is your fault, is your fault for them to do that too. In other words, Esau will tell you about your history, how your forefathers came over here voluntarily, all right, and all the bad things that happened to you is because you deserved it, because you did that to yourself. Not telling you they the ones that was responsible for all the lies that you've been taught. All right. You live in a neighborhood with people that look like you. Everybody can't stand one another, and nobody in this particular these neighborhoods can afford nothing. So they just revert to robbing and stealing. So the Lord did a number on his own people. This is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's own doing. Why? Because he's doing it because we went off. All right. It says, yet he knew not, it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. In other words, majority of our people don't even think. They don't even ask that question. They just regurgitate what they hear from the white man and tell you, oh, these are the statistics, this, that, to the third. They don't lay it to heart. Heart in the Hebrew means lab, which means mind. They don't lay it to mind, like why these things happen to us. Why we can't stand one another. They don't ask these questions. All right. This is why the Lord is not concerned with the majority of his people. So all these people that go out there and take the white man's side for whatever reason, take the enemy side, they're the enemy. They're the enemy. Because the Lord himself is coming to deliver his people. All right. That's what we call a revolution. All right. The turning of something. Taking one person from power and put somebody else into power. It's a hurtful thing for those that are invested into this world. But that's just the way it is. Everybody can see America's finished, except for you people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're blinded to the fact. Hosea, I quoted it, but I'm going to get it. Hosea 4:6, it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because they don't seek it. They don't go out there and look upon it. They just believe what the things that they say, what is being said. Why are these black individuals are saying these things for? Maybe because there's actual history behind that. We got to move on. Look at the other nations. What about the other nations? This is not your world. Micah 2:10 tell you. Matter of fact, Micah 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So this world, American world, is polluted. The food is polluted, the air is polluted, no morals, no nothing. It's completely destroyed. Look at black men and women can't even get along with each other. No other race of women would go out there and completely destroy their men like how the quote-unquote black woman does. Think this by accident? No. All right? These are the things that's happened to us because the Lord did this to us. Because we went off. And the only people that the Lord is concerned about is the elect. He said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because they have rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that there shall be no priest to me. What is a priest? It's a servant. So we no longer serving the Lord, right? Seeing that has forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. So this is why a lot of people get massacred. Their children get massacred. A stray bullet just magically find it in the baby's crib. Because the Lord is not playing. The Lord is doing an ethnic cleansing. He's using Esau to do it. All right. But once again, the Lord is purposely, I'm laughing because I'm thinking about it, how great the Creator is, that he gave up 2/3 to this world, which is they're going to agree upon this world. They're going to fully commit themselves to this world. They're going to settle into this world. And within all that settling, for that agreeing to everything that's going on with this world, the trends and so forth, they're going to be destroyed. And yet, they're going to be crying unto the Lord. Matter of fact, Jeremiah 2:21, it says, yet I planted thee a noble vine, holy right seed. Matter of fact, I'm going to read up. It says, Jeremiah 2:11, have a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doeth not profit. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this. Be hard, be afraid. Be ye very desolate, saith the Lord. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of the living power, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. What is a broken cistern? A cistern is a well. All right, a well that is deep. If it's broken, there's no water in there, so it's useless. So you have all these other nations. You want to follow their things. You have your own laws, statutes, and commandments. You have your own ways, but you purposely don't want to research or do anything. You're not even requiring, you're not even asking. You just eat up whatever's being told to you. I'm just gonna live my life like a human being. There's no such thing as a human being race. Everybody have their own laws, statutes, and commandments. Period. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? And that's a question, right? So meaning that we was not created to be servants. We was not created to serve others. But yet our people do. They intend to do, right? The young lions roared upon him, which are the other nations, and yelled, and they made his land waste. His cities are burned without inhabitants. So they took advantage of you. Okay. Oh, matter of fact, since I read that, Jeremiah, right? 30 and 15? It says, why criest thou for thy affliction? Thy sorrows is incurable for thy multitude of thy iniquities, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. Self-explanatory, right? Therefore, all that devoured thee shall be devoured. All thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoiled, and all they that prey upon thee. Matter of fact, I was supposed to read up Slakia. There it is. 14. It says, all thy lovers have forgotten thee, which is at the other nations. They're caring less. They enjoying the fact that the women can't get along with the man. They enjoying the fact that your houses are broken. That the majority of you men don't have the balls or the testicular fortitude to stand up for anything. Therefore, they enjoy the fact that you will look at statistics that they give you and say, you know what? Our people ain't shit. Right? Which we say all the time because we look at a higher level. This is why, like I started the video, the Wadi Habashimiyah showing the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. For men that seen it. All right? That seen the prejudice, that seen all the things for all those years, to see right through the devil. While the rest of the people, they just fall right into the traps. And what end up happening? They get destroyed. It says, I have wounded thee with a wound of an enemy, with a chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thy iniquities, because thy sins were increased. Why criest thou for thy affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thy iniquities. Because our job, what is a prophet's job, or an elder in his truth job? Supposed to go out there in the highways and byways and tell the people that they're going off. And if they receive it or not, that is our job. So when I sat there and watched the thing, like, what do you tell a knucklehead like that? He obviously don't believe in nothing. All right, he believes what they tell him. All right, that's why she was like, "Are you acting right now?" Because they're not educated. They can't draw within what they have. We wasn't. He's brainwashed. All right, not really. He's been indoctrinated. That's the correct word. He's been indoctrinated, and the majority of our people are indoctrinated to this world. So you're sick from the head down to the toe. There's nothing nobody can do. And here it is, the Lord saying, I'm just gonna wrap it up. The Lord's telling you, look, all those people that did you wrong, I'm gonna get them back for you. And what majority of our people do? They'll buck up against that. All right? They'll buck up against that. Or they'll say, oh, well, what did Jesus say? The Lord's talking about the kingdom of heaven. What do you think the kingdom of heaven is about? It's his kingdom. For all the people. He was preparing his people for his kingdom. Because he's about to take over. He's about to conquer this world. All right? And he's concerned about what the scripture says, that he come to deliver the roughly paraphrasing, the prisoners from their prison sentence. All right? He came to deliver. So somebody's in captivity, against. That means you got to be against your will. We didn't come here willingly. We came here. Our forefathers came here. They was forced over here. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.